Today, I'm excited to welcome Ben and Mickey from Small Talk to Totally Music to chat about their band and musical career. Welcome to Totally Music. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm Ben. I'm the lead singer of Small Talk. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mickey. I'm the guitarist in Small Talk.
Great to have you on. So,
Thank you very
how
much.
did Small Talk come together as a band? And can you tell us a bit about how you all met and what decided you to start making music together?
Yeah, so originally, it was me and our drummer Harry. We had a different lineup. We were still playing under the name Small Talk, and then went through like a few members at the start. It was around just after COVID, and then Mickey is in a band that we're all friends with, and we basically needed someone to fill in for a few gigs. So we obviously knew how talented he was, and we contacted him, and he was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll join." And but he was hesitant whether he wanted to join or not. I know for sure. And then basically after a few gigs, I guess I don't know what he liked, but he obviously liked something, so he decided to join, which was great because me and Harry really liked him. And yeah, it just fit him well. And we had a bassist in at the time as well, but now he's no longer, so we're a three piece at the moment. Um, yeah, so it's just kind of like all stemmed from there really. And yeah, we've since then we've done a couple of UK tours. Been releasing a load of music, writing a load of music, rehearsing, and yeah, it's been great fun. So we're enjoying it.
So, how did you come up with the name Small Talk?
It was actually me and Harry. Harry's the drummer, so me and Harry's one of our mates from school. He basically suggested it one day, and we were like, actually, we were trying to come up for a name with the band, and we were just like, actually, that kind of rolls off the tongue quite nicely. It's quite memorable. So, and that's another big thing about choosing names. You can't choose a name of a band that's already big. So you got to be careful with that. So luckily we did a little bit of research. There were no quite, massive bands called Small Talk. So we were like, let's try and, copyright the name and try and get big. So that was that's kind of the story behind it. All from a mate really. So thank you to him.
I'm quite surprised that like no one else had taken, well, like some other people had taken it, but
Yeah,
like no one had done much with it because it's
mm,
a pretty straightforward name. You'd think it
yeah.
would come up, but yeah.
It's
I like
quite catchy
it.
name. Yeah, it was surprising.
So, what's your songwriting process like?
So I think for us, we like to like demo stuff out a lot. So what we'll do is Mickey will normally come round to mine. We'll spend like God knows how long, 10 hours in my room, basically demoing songs. It will start off maybe like I'll have a melody idea, Mickey will have a guitar idea. We'll kind of work together, get it down, and then kind of build a track around that. And normally Harry comes in and puts the drums down after we've kind of made the track, but obviously Harry will have his input. But yeah, a lot of them kind of start like that. We've been trying to like vary it a little bit recently. I know Mickey would want to add something.
Yeah, no, it has definitely evolved from like when I joined the band, it was like Ben has these songs and it was just like, okay, how can I fit around what he's already done? Whereas now it's a lot more like back and forth. And I think because we've spent so much time in the studio together now, it's like we know how each other works. So it's a lot of like, I'll do something and Ben will tweak it where it's to a point where we're both happy.
Mm. Yeah, we've definitely like evolved with each other with the sounds. At first I think obviously Mickey's got his own taste and I've got my own taste and like they were probably quite separate, but now I feel like we kind of met in the middle where we're both happy with what we're doing. So yeah, we've been producing some good stuff recently and I think it's just getting better really and we're just kind of learning our craft and hopefully as the months progress we'll keep making better songs and that's kind of the aim I think and it works out quite nicely. Yeah.
So, who are some of your biggest musical influences and how have they shaped the sound of Small Talk?
For me, like it's just a lot of like indie rock, indie pop, a lot of like the modern sort of stuff. Yeah, when I was in sixth form, when I was like a teenager, I listened to a lot of like the 1975, the Wombats, Stone Roses, Oasis, that sort of thing. So that kind of had the biggest influence on me. I like a lot of pop music as well. A lot of like the kind of early 2000s, 90s pop music. And yeah, like my dad always played records for me. And I remember like in the car, the first like, record he played was a Bruce Springsteen record, and like that just kind of resonated with me. So that's always been a big influence for me. But yeah, a lot of like, especially now, like I like a lot of the modern music is kind of influencing me with production wise and the creativity sort of side to it. I think nowadays there's a lot more like creative production involved in songwriting, and I really love that. I think it kind of fascinates me. So I like to take a lot of that and kind of work it into my own writing.
No, I think my guitar playing is a different sort of place, but I incorporate a lot of modern stuff into what we do with small talk. Like Ben was saying, 75 is obviously a massive influence. Uh, Catfish and the Bottlemen as well, of course, but sort of roots are like more janky stroke indie rock, the Strokes, the Smiths, that kind of stuff. But it's not necessarily why I play for small talk.
Yes. So what's your favourite song you've written and why?
Um, for me, it probably, well, there's a new one that we've written that I absolutely love and I can't stop listening to because I feel like when you write music, if you don't enjoy listening to it, then what's the point of writing music? You know what I mean? So I like a lot of artists say I don't listen to their own songs, but I will put my songs on when I'm in the gym because I enjoy listening to them and I think they're, they make me feel good and that's what I kind of want to write about and what we kind of aim to do. But there's a song called Together With You, which we just wrote, which is like literally, it's like perfect song for me. I love it. And it's just got such a nice, like a lovely sound to it. And I can't even describe it because it's not even out yet. So you can't even listen to it, which is really frustrating. But in the future, when that's out, yeah, that would be a really cool song for us. But I think from what we've released, there's a track called Begin Again, which I love. Just got really cool riffs in it. It's got like a real like indie rock kind of feel to it. Really like anthemic kind of sound, which is what we always kind of aim for. We want people to almost feel like they can sing it back in a festival or like be on their mate's shoulders with a pint in hand, like screaming the lyrics. That's kind of what we aim for. So yeah, that's probably my favorite released.
Yeah, I would say my favorite unreleased track is one called It's Time, which we did actually record, and I don't know what we're doing with that one yet, so I can't say much, but it's really good. It's yeah, that's my favorite. And released probably Begin Again as well. It's always fun to play live, and there's some good stuff in that. Or Move On as well. I was really happy with my bass parts on that one because I tracked the bass for that. But yeah,
Yeah, I
anyway.
think I think like when songs really make you like feel like you're in the room. It's almost like when you listen to it on Spotify and it makes you feel like you're in that room with the band. I think that's really cool. And I think Begin Again feels like that almost. It's got that kind of like big reverby riff thing that goes on and it's just yeah, it's a cool song and it's fun to play live, like Mickey said. So yeah.
Do you have a specific message or feeling you want your listeners to take away from your music, or do you prefer them to interpret it themselves?
Um I don't tend to write tracks with specific messages. Like I never really incorporate like politics or anything like that in my music. I like to write about some to some extent my own experiences, but also like sort of feelings in time, if that makes sense. Like if I felt this thing, I'll write about it but in the eyes of someone else. I like to do that quite a lot. But like with specific messages, I think it's not a message as such, but it's kind of just like I said before about being with your mates in a field and like listening to the song and like on your shot on their shoulders and stuff like we kind of want that feeling to come out. It's like the feeling of just being free to just scream lyrics and just like if you're in the car driving somewhere you can just shout at the top of your lungs. That's kind of like the music that we wanted to make, that people could feel that kind of feeling when they listen to it. So yeah, for me in my writing it's not necessarily a message, more like a feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I think Ben's hit the nail on the head with that. Like it is that kind of just go out and have a good time with your friends kind of feeling that you want to invoke. Kind of, I guess like a coming of age movie type
Mm.
vibe, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
does. So what's been one of your most memorable moments in your career so far?
I think for me it'd probably be I think our second UK tour was pretty special because it's kind of the first time where we went out and like every show was like there was quite a lot of people in the room. We were like, okay, we're actually kind of doing something here. And it was pretty amazing. Like, yeah, it was just great because it was like you with your best mates in a band, like, you're just having fun. Um, you're playing these shows every night. And yeah, they're like they would, the atmosphere was incredible at each show, and like you'd have people coming up to us afterwards, and like it was just a really cool feeling. It was really cool to experience. So I think that second tour was like my favorite memory. But we also supported a band called Sundara Karma. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
Quite like a quite like a big indie band, and like a band that I listened to when I was younger a lot. So for us, that was pretty cool because it was like, okay, I've spent so long listening to them, and now I'm sharing a stage with them. It was pretty cool. But yeah, yeah, just playing shows and like playing festivals as well with with the boys. Like you can't really ask for much more. Just kind of backstage chilling and enjoying it, and yeah, just playing your songs. It's great. So yeah,
Yeah, no, that second tour was probably the one for me. That was great fun, especially Nottingham specifically. That was one of the top gigs I think we've done as a band.
Mm.
I think we
yeah.
were on board. The crowd was really into it, which was always a good thing.
It
And
was it
then
was one of those whatever you did, even if you messed up, no one's gonna notice because everyone was just like loving it. So it was great. It was really cool.
yeah, and then just driving up and down the country with
Mm.
the boys was fun as well.
Yeah. Listening to yeah, we had some interesting conversations in the car, that's for sure. When you're in a car with someone for like, you know, 15 hours a day, you really have to you really dig deep on the old conversation, so that was quite
Especially
interesting.
when Ben makes you go the wrong way.
Yeah. It's quite funny, but yeah, normally Harry's asleep at the back and me and Mickey are either chatting about music or um some ridiculous topic, or Mickey's complaining about car drivers or something like that. There'll be something, so it's always funny. But yeah.
Love it. So if you could play a dream show anywhere with any band or artist, where would it be, and who would you want to share the stage with?
Oh, so tough. These questions are always so tough. I never know what to say. Mickey, you start because I feel like you'd have a good answer for this. I need some time to think.
Personally, it's kind of the smaller shows I tend to have most fun with, especially if it's a packed room. That's always a good time. But I think honestly, playing Reading Festival would be top of the list. And I'm not saying main stage, I'm saying like one of the tents where all the atmosphere is. That's probably my goal with the band because that's the kind of music we make. It's festival music. So yeah, that's probably where I'd want to play.
Yeah, I think that honestly that'd be the exact same as me because I've grown up kind of going to Reading Festival since I was like 16. And yeah, I've always said every time I've gone there, I'm like, I could just see myself on that stage. I need to be on that stage. So for me, that'd be the absolute dream, playing Reading Festival. Like I said, main stage would be nice, I wouldn't complain, but the tents are pretty cool. I feel like the Radio One stage is really cool. I'd love to play there. But yeah, I just think there's like I think it has changed a bit more now. Like it's not as kind of even in the last few years, it's not as like indie rock kind of focused as it was, but still there's this special kind of feeling around the place that I really love, and I feel like our music would fit in there quite nicely. So yeah, for me, that'd be the perfect one. But if I could play a show of any artist, I feel like it would have who would it be? Mickey, who would yours be? Favorite, like if you had to do a show with an artist.
If I had to do a show with an artist, I mean, for personal reasons, I'd love to support a band called Twin Peaks, but then I don't know if they're a band anymore, and it's not our music, so it wouldn't fit. But they're the best live band I've ever seen.
I think for me it'd have to be Sam Fender. I think just like I just love him. I think he'd be great backstage. You know what I mean? You'd have like a really good beer with him. It'd be great fun to hang around. So yeah, I think Sam Fender for me. I think Harry, our drummer, would say the exact same because he's absolutely obsessed with him. He's got a tattoo of like 17 on his arm for the 17 Going Under album. It's quite funny.
Cool. So finally, what's next for you?
So we recorded about 4 songs back in oh God, February now, so it's quite a while ago. We've basically been sitting on them for a while because we've just been writing loads of new material. So we've got like an album worth of songs that still need to be produced and mixed and all that sort of thing. So yeah, we've got 4 songs that we're looking to basically release over the next few months. So we just rebranded our Instagram and everything today actually. So it's all kind of happening again. And yeah, we're just gonna. I think the aim is just to build the audience more. Try and try and build the community, which we've already have done, but we want to kind of grow it and feel like the fans are connected with us more. And then yeah, hopefully get back on the road at some point as well. We love playing shows, so we really want to, and we make the music for live shows, so we really want to like do another tour, play shows around the country again. But yeah, we're just kind of seeing how it goes, really, kind of playing it by ear, not putting too much pressure on ourselves. I feel like we have a tendency to do that because we're very like passionate and we want to have success with the band, and it's very easy just to kind of get in a rut when things aren't going your way. But I think now we've kind of learned to relax a little bit and take our time with things now, which is really good. And it might take 5 years, might take 10 years, it might never happen, but you just got to keep plugging away. So that's kind of the aim, and we'll see where it goes, really. So yeah, it's exciting. There's a lot happening, and we got a lot in the works. So yeah.
Looking forward to seeing what's coming for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it should be cool. Yeah.
So a massive thank you to Small Talk for joining me on Totally Music. If anyone would like to check out the music, I'll leave all the links in the description below for you. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for having us. Really appreciate it. Great.